Hello, everyone. I'm Brad,
And I'm Kylie,
and
and we are your whining bitches. So, during this episode, we are going to be reviewing the most recent episodes of Beverly Hills. And then we're also going to get into Villain of the Week, Tea of the Week, and other rapid takes and segments we have. But now we are going to get into our wine of the week. So the wine that we chose this week is Yes Way Rosé. I assume everybody's heard of this one. It's a very popular, very basic one. We're gonna start off with some basic ones. So, I really like this one. Brad, you like this one, right?
oh, I love Rosé.
Yeah. So in this, it says it has some strawberry, citrus, and white peach notes. That's so funny. We believe every season is rosé season, and that good things happen when you say yes way. That's so cute. Okay. All right.
Super.
So cute. All right. I'm gonna pour it. Oh no, I put lotion on my hands. Hold on.
Oh, dear God. Only you, Kylie.
Can I do that thing that all the other girls do?
Interesting. All right, then. You too,
Whoop,
Diva.
whoop. All right, so we are gonna rate this out of 5 diamonds.
I would give it 3.5.
I would easily say 3.4. It's
Really?
okay. It's good. I don't know. It's just like not hitting right now for some reason.
I know, it's a little off. That's okay. Maybe it's just
Okay.
us.
Maybe it's just us. Maybe we're weird, but it does not taste right at the moment. Okay, so
I-
I say 3.4.
Okay. I say 3.5.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, yeah, very meh. So before next episode, we're gonna have a poll on our social media, and you can tell us what wine you want us to try next.
I think that's a great idea because, sometimes we pick terrible wine, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Because this one was not a hit for us. So before we touch on the last three episodes of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, we want to do a short recap of the entire season so far, just to catch everybody up for those who are just now tuning in. So this season on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, we have a few different dynamics. We have Kyle and Dorit who are struggling with their relationship and trying to find their footing, trying to kind of reconnect in a way, and it's not going well. um,
Yeah.
and then we have a newcomer, Amanda Francis, who is also struggling to find her footing in the group. She is struggling to basically connect with
Is
any of
that
the
you?
girls. That was me.
That's okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
And we've seen kind of a deeper look on Sutton's life, Bose's life, trying to have children. Sutton, trying to find her way now that she is divorced and, kind of changed her name back to Sutton Brown instead of Sutton Strack. So it's been kind of a little bit of a whirlwind. I feel like we discussed last episode that um, Erica has kind of taken a backseat as well as Sutton, despite that she's been talking about, her divorce. I feel like she's not really involved in the drama, and neither is Erica. It seems to be mostly focused on Kyle, Dorit, and Amanda at this point. We're not even really seeing that much this season from Kathy Hilton. She's been in a few episodes, but she's not like the major focus like she normally is. So
Yeah.
I don't know if this is because it's a little bit of a less dramatic season than we're used to with the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. But um, yeah, so we're gonna talk about the next three episodes here in a second.
So I feel like with these 3 episodes that we just watched, they're just so slow. As I told Brad earlier, I just feel like there's only 2 settings for all 3 of these episodes. It's Amanda's manifest party and then the Hamptons. Like I don't know how much more I remember than manifest party and the Hamptons.
I mean, I think
Yeah.
that like it's just been completely boring in a way, and I hate saying that word about the Housewives, but the last few episodes, you're right, it's been the Hamptons, Amanda's party. And yes, there was drama at Amanda's party, but that was about it.
Yeah. I thought it was really funny at the beginning of Amanda's party. They asked where Dorit and Kyle and Rachel were, and Amanda said she wasn't sure if she was going to invite Dorit. And she had mentioned how she's like, this is how I manifest things. I know. So,
I mean, and
yeah,
so here's my issue with that. Again, I am really trying not to be on the I can't stand Amanda train
I
because I'm
know.
trying to remain unbiased in that sense, but she does herself no favors. Like,
She
you didn't
doesn't.
manifest that, sweetheart. You just chose not to invite them. That's not manifesting. I like I'm not trying to down her hustle. It's just it's becoming a bit much with her.
It
I
is.
don't
Like, that's her entire personality.
Oh my goodness.
And it's
And
like, you
no
didn't
offense to
manifest.
people, but
What was that?
I said no offense to people that, believe in manifesting, and I'm
Yeah,
sure that that's a reality, but
of
you
course.
can't use that for every little thing in your life.
No,
Sorry.
no. And it's like you didn't manifest this, like they just made other plans.
They did. They made other plans and they didn't want to come. And
No,
you not inviting them is not manifesting it like at all. Like
no, not. And speaking of like not wanting to be there, because the girls did not honestly want to be there, but Erica was like, why am I here? She was like, I should be in the Hamptons right now.
I know, poor Erica. She is like, why am I at a manifest party? Manifesting what, darling?
Yeah,
Like all of them were they were bothered. I was gonna
hurt. They
say
did.
unbothered, but they were bothered. They
None of
did
them wanted to
not
be
want
there.
to be there. And it was so evident on their faces when they were sitting there, like just did not want to be there. They would have rather
No.
been at home watching paint dry.
I
That's how it
swear
felt.
to God.
Yes.
In the way that Sutton talked to her too, she was like, "Hey, you need to own up to the stuff with Dorit," and they were all saying, "You just need to own up to it. You talked about her marriage, and you
Yeah.
just need to say it." And she just like was not grasping it. She's like, "Why do I need to apologize?" And
I know.
you're the problem. You're just say, I'm sorry, I talked about your marriage, own up to what you had talked about, and move forward because you're never going to move forward with her if you're just going to stay stuck on this and you're not going to budge.
Yeah, 100%. No, I think you hit the nail on the head with that one because
Yeah.
you can't have a constructive conversation like she is saying she wants to have when you are unwilling to see someone's perspective. It's not all about you. As we know, there's like your story, my story, and then there's the truth.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
obviously everybody's perspective on things are different, and if you can't see the other person's perspective, then there's no point in having the conversation. And I think that's what's happening
Oh,
with Amanda. Amanda
yeah.
is deciding that I'm just gonna, it's how I feel and that's how it's gonna be. And then she's
Yeah.
mad because Dorit's not gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna take that line down and just pretend like we're all good. No,
No.
that's never been
No, that's
Dorit's
not how,
personality. That's never going to be.
no. That's not how relationships work either. Like normal
No,
relationships.
no. It's a very different ball game. Like if this was two males, it would be different because they can just sweep things under the rugs.
That's true.
This is two females, two wealthy females. They're not going to just forget and forgive. It's not going to happen like that. They're going to have
Yeah.
some sort of constructive conversation.
I
I do want to
love
touch on too, real quick
what,
before we move on to
uh,
whatever you were going
yeah.
to say. I want
Yeah.
to talk about Sutton and her, saying, "Hey, we need to take a moment and really think about what Dorita's saying, and
Yeah.
understanding that what comments you made that is a different spin for Sutton. Usually,
Yeah.
Sutton is not that defensive, especially of Dorit because they've had their own issues. But
Yeah.
I was shocked to see that Sutton was like, you know what? I'm going to be logical. I'm going to offer advice. And I think she kind of said that in one of the episodes that she's trying to be a better person and she's trying to be more understanding of people's perspectives too.
And I can
So,
see that from the start of the season until now. I can see that she has progressed. Like, I'm actually starting to like her a little bit more.
yeah, I will say she has grown on me a little bit this season. There are still some things that I don't like about her, but
Yeah,
she's
that's
a
so
little bit,
valid.
being logical like that. That's what we needed. We needed somebody who was going
Hmm.
to have those conversations. And I feel like
Yeah.
Erica usually is that person, but she's kind
Hmm.
of been like just stepping back a little bit this season
She
for
has
some reason.
been. She has been. And then we'll get into that in a bit about Erica for sure. But what I wanted to say about the manifest party, I thought it was really funny because all of the women were just kind of stumped. And it's like these women already have basically everything that they
Yeah.
could. They're extremely wealthy. I mean, I know Kathy was like, I don't really know. Like Kathy was like, I literally have everything. But it was
Kathy Hilton is a
Erica was actually,
multi-millionaire. Like they
yeah,
own their own water, company. They have had
yeah,
hotels. Like, babe, she's got everything. She's living in a multi-million-dollar mansion. What does she need to manifest, sweetheart?
no,
Oh,
no, yeah. So it just really didn't fit. Like I think it was nice how she was like, hey, like welcome to my life. Amanda did. She's like, welcome to my life. Like this is where my passion is. This is how I made all my money, of course. But it just
yeah,
really didn't cater to all the girls. They just didn't relate to it. Besides Erica. Erica was like, okay, I can
yeah,
manifest money because I'm gonna need it right now for this divorce.
100%. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, Erica, if anybody would need it, it's Erica.
Mhm.
The rest of them are all doing well for themselves, so I don't really know what they need to manifest. I get the
Yeah.
sentiment of what Amanda was trying to say. Amanda was trying
Yeah.
to be like, hey, this is what I do for a living, so I just want to show you what that is. But
Yeah.
you have to sometimes read your audience, and I feel like she didn't.
And the fact that
So,
she gave them a signed book too is hilarious.
oh my goodness, come on. It's like product placement at this point. When you watch those TV
Yeah.
shows and try a Diet Coke. Like, she's like,
Yes.
here's your book. Cool.
And I loved Erica. She was like, oh, great. She just was not having the whole any of it.
Erica is so funny without even trying. And I think
She's
a
funny.
lot of viewers, like especially new ones, like if you do like drama with a side of comedy, she's perfect for you. Because
Yeah.
she is somebody that is going to stand up to someone and she is going to
Mhm.
spill the tea when necessary, but she is hilarious.
She is. I like her a lot. One of my favorites by far.
Oh yeah. She on Beverly Hills, I'd probably say she's my favorite, besides Kathy Hilton.
Yeah.
But that's
Oh,
because
yeah.
Kathy
But
Hilton
she's
is also hilarious and doesn't even know she is. So
yeah, she's the honorary housewife. The fact so Sutton was not clearly getting through to her. And Sutton was like, don't be a wimp. And then Amanda was like, hey, you're in my home. Don't call me a wimp, please. And
I
Erica had said, if you can't handle being called a wimp, are you serious? The things that these women have called each other, and you're being offended by somebody calling you a
girl,
wimp? Yeah.
girl. I
Ooh.
mean, we had Dorit call Camille a see you next Tuesday. Like, if you can't handle being called a wimp, what are you doing on the Housewives, sweetheart?
I know.
Man,
I
you picked the
know.
wrong show. You should have went to some other, Lifetime or whatever kind of reality show because this ain't it for
Yes.
you.
It's not.
And she
No.
just said it all defeated, like she was this victim, and I can't stand that with her. It's always like I'm the victim, please.
So while this manifest party is going on, Kyle, Dorit, and Rachel are in the Hamptons, living their quote unquote hot girl summer because Rachel just desires that so bad, and I think it's so cute. And then so Kyle and Dorit are there, and clearly they're kind of beefing right now, but they're trying to play it cool. They're like, okay, we're just gonna be civil here.
Hmm.
But I thought it was interesting. So they were in, I think it's Rachel's sister's house, and they were kind of just talking about themselves and where they are in their lives. And Rachel said, I'm really realizing that all of us are divorced. And then Kyle chimes in and she's like, well, I'm not, I'm separated. And then Dorit said, you're the only one that didn't file. So Kyle and Mauricio, nobody knows what's going on with them, right? At least at
No,
this point.
No, neither one has filed for divorce still to this day, as far as I know. Um,
Mhm.
I'm not sure if they're doing this because, they're hoping to get back together or they're hoping they're going to find their way back to each other.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's necessarily because they don't want to split assets because it can
Yeah.
get very messy when you're trying to split assets, especially
Oh,
because Mauricio has built this, humongous real estate company that he has. I mean, I think the agency is everywhere at this point. And so for her, she's been with him since its inception, which means that she is entitled to half. And so maybe her and Mauricio have said, hey, listen, you do what you want to do. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. You just
mhm.
split half the money and we don't have to go through the courts. And then if, I don't think Mauricio's ever going to get remarried. I mean, I don't think Kyle's going
No.
to ever get remarried. So maybe that's the game they're playing for now. And maybe they're just
Mhm.
saying, hey, look, if you find somebody that you do want to marry, then we can have a discussion again. But until
Yeah.
then, why go through that entire, brutal process of divorce when we don't have to?
Mhm. Kyle
And
did
that's,
say, though, in one of the other episodes that she would get married again. But it's
I feel
also like you're
that,
still married. But I don't know.
yeah. I don't think she would. I mean, she hasn't even, as far as I can tell, besides Morgan, she hasn't dated anyone like at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
I've not seen paparazzi pictures of her out with another man. Not like Mauricio, who we see constantly with other women. Um,
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, at least in my opinion, I've not seen her with anybody, so I don't know that it's going to happen anytime soon.
No, I don't think. Well, hopefully within the rest of the season, they can be more open about their situation. We can only hope.
So, we can talk about like episode 19 now. I was shocked that Denise came back on the show, first of all. It's been a few seasons since she's been on. Her last season was when Lisa Rinna was still on the show, and it was a
Mm.
disastrous season for Denise. She was not happy.
Um,
She
yeah.
left basically very angry with the entire cast. I don't think she was speaking to many of them, just because
Mhm.
there are a lot of accusations involving like Brandy Glanville. I don't know if you know who that is.
No.
Um, there were just some really nasty accusations against Denise, and
Mm.
Denise and Lisa Rinna used to be very good friends, like super
Mm.
close friends. And
Yeah.
Lisa Rinna, as is typical, turned her back on Denise. Lisa Rinna is in it for Lisa Rinna and always has
Mm.
been. I don't care if she doesn't like this or not, kiss my ass. Um, Lisa Rinna is all about herself, always has been.
Mhm.
There, she was, another reality show, but she was recently on the Traders, and
Mhm.
they were talking. Caroline was talking about her, and basically said Lisa Rinna would run her own grandma down in the middle of the street if it meant her getting it. And that is Lisa Rinna. She thinks
Oh
her
my God, she's ruthless.
she is ruthless. She does not care. She had a mouth on her like a sailor. She made good TV. I will give her that. But
Oh God, yeah.
she was not a loyal friend ever in her life. Like
Yeah.
she would backstab anybody that she got a chance to backstab Lisa Vanderpump, backstab
Oh
Yolanda
God.
Hadid, backstab Denise Richards. Like she was
Oh
just
my
yeah,
goodness.
she was a lot. That is a season I would love for you to go back through because it was
Yeah.
peak Beverly Hills. Peak Beverly
Really?
Hills.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I know Lisa Rinna is iconic, so I am really interested to see what she's like. I mean, I see her now. Look at those lips.
Oh,
I'm
she
like,
used to
you can
actually.
tell she thinks she is the shit, and she might just be the shit too.
Well, you should have seen her probably 10 plus years ago. She had lip implants. They were like silicone
Oh,
implants in there, so she didn't have to get the injections. But the doctor told her
yeah.
that it was dangerous, and so they needed to take them out.
Oh,
So now she
they
has
look
lip
like
injections.
implants now, to be
They're not.
honest. They're
Yeah, they
not?
used to, but I think she had them for decades. And so it just
Wow.
stretched out the lip, is my guess. I don't know. I'm not a doctor,
Yeah.
so.
Huh.
But, you know,
Okay.
as you said, Lisa Rinna is iconic. I mean, Lisa Rinna is iconic in her own mind, but
Mm.
um, I mean, I'm not saying she's not, you know,
Yeah.
she's not a great housewife. And she always says, I'm more than a housewife. I love her to death, but she was on like 2 seasons of Melrose Place, and she was on like a few
Uh,
years of a soap opera. Okay,
oh, was it good?
sorry.
No.
Melrose Place was good, but not because of Lisa Rinna.
Oh.
I'm not trying to go on a hating train of Lisa Rinna, but we went off on a tangent. Yeah.
So,
So Denise and Erika
yes.
had a huge falling out on a
Mm.
previous season. Um, if I remember correctly, it had something to do with a comment that Erika made in front of Denise's children.
Oh,
Um, it, they weren't really children. They're like, I don't know how old they were at that point, but I know they were in their teen years, almost 18, maybe
yeah.
after 18. But Erica said something that I'm not going to repeat on the podcast, but it led to a huge falling out with Denise.
Yeah.
And then Denise came back a season or two later as like a friend of or a guest episode, and she kind of tried to tear into Erica about, you should have never said that in front of my kids and blah blah blah. And so they get into this huge argument at a dinner. Mind you, they're all high at this dinner
Are they
because
really?
all of the food was infused, I think, with pot or
Oh,
CBD.
I
So
love that.
they're all high. And I think this
Oh,
is what happened with Denise. She was either high or she was under the influence of alcohol. But they're like fighting. And Erica has this great comeback where she's like, well, I just want to know who makes more on OnlyFans, you or your daughter?
oh,
And
oh my
like
God.
Erica just
Oh,
answers
I
her,
feel like I remember hearing about that. Oh my God.
and Denise is like taken aback. She's like, fuck you. Like, how would you, how are you going to bring that up? And Erica's like, you what? You're going to come at me dirty and you think I'm not going to respond the same way?
Period.
Like, it's not going to happen that way, babe.
No.
But so eventually they get to this point where Erica is just like, you know what? I apologize. And Denise goes, thank you. And then 2 seconds later, Denise goes, you're welcome. Like, answers her thank you. So I think she was a little under the influence there. Like,
Yeah.
I don't understand. But no, so they've had this huge falling out. They were not speaking. They were, I mean, engaging in social media wars for a few years and not getting along. And
Yeah.
then I think the story broke about Denise's divorce and the allegations of abuse.
Hmm.
And I think Erica reached out to her via text and was just kind of like, hey, I'm here to support you in any way I can. Just because we've had these issues in the past doesn't mean that we can't, support each other in this moment,
Yeah.
which I think is really nice of Erica because if somebody was coming at me hard like that, I don't know necessarily that I'd reach out to them,
Mhm.
but it just shows what kind of human Erica is.
It
She's been
does.
down and out before, and so for
Mhm.
her, she's like, I wish somebody would have had my back like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really unfortunate that she discussed that, and she discussed it quite a bit at the dinner table after she came in. She was like, yeah, I had a facelift. Like, that was one of the first things she said. I had a facelift, just kind of like making a little bit of light.
I
Yeah.
think that that's so refreshing too, because
Yeah.
it always drives me nuts when these housewives try to be like, I didn't have any work done. Just be honest. Who
We
cares?
can all tell, just saying.
Trust me. You're
Uh-huh.
wealthy. We know you're doing it. We get
We
it.
would
I
do
would
it
do it.
too.
Yes. Like, it's not that big of an issue. I
Yeah.
know that some people just they don't want anybody knowing their business, but when you're on a reality TV show and you can clearly see that something has changed,
Yeah.
just be truthful.
Everybody knows your business.
I know. Yep.
Okay, so also I want to add in that at that dinner that they were at, it was kind of sad. So I saw Erica open up really for the first time. She said that she kind of related to Denise and the fact that she had been abused after her divorce. And I know Sutton was taken aback by that because she had no idea. Nobody had any idea she discussed it for the first time. And then in the next episode, I we're going to talk about that, but Erica is in therapy with her therapist and she goes into a bit more detail about that.
Yeah. No, I think it was very endearing to see like Sutton break down in her
Yeah.
confession when she was talking about like
Oh
Erika
my
and what she was
goodness.
going through. Um,
Hmm.
I think it's because Erica's always been a very strong woman, and she had
Yeah.
trouble in earlier seasons,
Hmm.
um, basically opening herself up to the girls because she's not used. She's told us like in her first like season or two that she wasn't, always involved in a girls group, and so for her it was very difficult to open herself up to people. And I think especially with abuse like that, you feel almost ashamed that it
Yeah.
happened, and it's not fair to feel that way.
Hmm.
Um, but a lot of times, they just don't want anybody to know. They don't want people to look at them a certain way. And so I actually applaud Erica for talking about that because it's very difficult, and Denise too,
Yeah.
because nobody should ever have to go through that kind of pain.
No.
But it was nice seeing a little bit of emotion from the other girls, like Sutton, despite her
Hmm.
issues with Erica in the past. They were
Hmm.
really, really like in that moment. It felt like a sisterhood
It did.
for once, and I think that's why I didn't find episode 19 too bad because
Yeah.
we want some of those deeper moments
Of
sometimes.
course.
I feel like sometimes it's just all drama,
Yeah.
and we have to remember that even though it is a reality show, it is a reality show in the sense that it's
Yeah.
supposed to cover all aspects of your life, not just the drama.
Yeah.
So,
These are real people and they deal with real things as if everybody else does, despite their status.
yeah, no.
I know that Erica had brought up um, when Sutton's not drinking vodka, like she's a better person. Did something happen when Sutton was drinking vodka, or is
Um,
just not good when she does?
it's just not good when she does. I think they've
Yeah,
made accusations in the past that she maybe drinks a little bit too much.
yeah.
If I
Uh,
remember correctly, they were talking about her like carrying around her own coffee mug and that it was like filled with not coffee.
oh,
So I think that was it, and that's
mhm,
obviously allegations were made about her, but nobody
mhm.
knows except for Sutton.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, I think that's why she kind of said that. So it was a little bit of shade there. But she is right. Sutton has changed a little bit, and I feel like Sutton is trying, like I said, to be a little more understanding of these situations.
yeah, definitely. Okay.
Talk about episode 20. One of the things that stood out to me the most and had me dying was her card getting declined. Dorit, that
How
store, she spent
embarrassing.
5 grand.
I would die. I would
Man,
literally die.
but here's what I will say. I have a feeling that that was a little bit of production's idea. We're literally having a storyline where we're talking about Dorit and her spending, and then her card gets declined. Like, come on! Like
Yeah.
it was a little bit in your face. Like, production's probably like, let's have her use a card that doesn't work anymore, so we can use that. Like that's what it felt like to me because,
Yeah.
and at first it was like $4,500. And then as
Yeah.
she's walking out of the store, she's like, "Oh my God, like
That's
I
cute.
love this." Yeah. She's like, "Can we add it and you can just charge me and like send it to like." I was like, "Ma'am, you already spent $4,500." I think she's feeling a sense of freedom a little bit from being away from PK, and she's like, "I'm gonna
Hmm.
just spend."
I know. Yeah.
Girl, if you have a spending problem, and especially when you sit in the confessional, and she's like, I feel like I don't spend as much now that I'm not with PK. I would hate to see what it was like when you were with PK.
Seriously. But are they divorced? Like, are they officially
I don't
divorced?
know if it's officially
Yeah.
divorced yet or not. I don't think so. I think they're still
Because
going
like
through the
spend
battle of
his money.
custody.
Spend the money while you can.
Like, ma'am, oh my goodness. It just was wild to me that she was, in there just shopping her little heart out. Even Rachel was like, okay, I'm going to go next door with Kyle and just move along. So, we were going to talk about the lunch that Bose and Kyle had where they were discussing Dorit and kind of her behaviors.
Yeah.
I have to say, one of the things that really kind of irritated me at that dinner is the hypocrisy of Kyle talking
Yes.
about Dorit. Um,
Yes.
And I
Yeah.
think Bose kind of called it out a little bit in her confessional, but she didn't call Kyle out in the moment. She didn't
Hmm.
say, "Didn't you just say like she shouldn't be talking about these things because it can make her look bad in front of PK?" And
Yeah.
then Kyle goes and makes accusations. I can't remember what the word she said. Was it? I know she mentioned anxiety, depression. Did she mention like bipolar disorder? Is that what she said?
I don't know, but it wasn't at a dinner. I think it was over FaceTime.
No, it was they were sitting there having lunch, I thought.
I don't. Are you sure? I think it was over FaceTime. Anyway,
Maybe it was.
besides the point, they were talking. Whatever.
They were talking.
No,
Yeah.
I think she might have said that. Yeah. No, she
She
definitely
mentioned
said that.
some sort of mental health disorder. Um,
Yeah.
maybe it was like, oh, no, she said, was it OCD?
Oh,
I
did
was like, what does
okay.
OCD have to do with her behaviors lately?
No.
Like, first of all, we both know you don't say that somebody has a diagnosis unless you know they have a diagnosis.
Yep.
It's not appropriate, and we're just going to call that out because labeling people certain things is not appropriate at all.
Mm-mm.
Kyle is not a doctor, not a psychiatrist, not even close.
Yeah.
So, um, so for her to kind of throw that out there, she could have just been like, I think maybe she's anxious, she's feeling a little sad because she's going through
Yeah.
her divorce, and so her
Mm-hmm.
behaviors are this, and they're concerning to me. But putting that label out there, like we said,
Mm-hmm.
now PK can be like, oh, well, see, her friends are seeing this as well. She's got OCD, she's got anxiety, she's got depression, she's, you
Yeah.
know, and I think Kyle kind of put her own foot in her mouth with that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
So, and again, it kind of plays on the thing that we were discussing where I don't think that Kyle is actually Dorit's friend. I,
I don't
I'm
think so.
sorry, but
No.
I don't think so. I don't think that
Not on
Kyle
her
has
side.
interest in, yeah. I and I used to love Kyle, but the decisions that she's making this season and last season are really irritating me.
Yeah.
She is being a very poor friend.
She is. Maybe it's because she's going through her own things, but she's still
That,
taking
that
it
may
out.
be
But
that
she's
may
still
be
taking
she's like
it.
just fed up and she can't handle it anymore. But that's no reason to
Yeah.
take it from somebody else.
And something I was kind of thinking about recently too is do you think she's more so taking PK's side because that is Mauricio's friend and she wants to be on Mauricio's, like, I don't know, good graces in a way, and she kind of wants to in a way get back with him. I don't know. But you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know.
I actually agree with you on that. That's actually a really good analysis there because it
Yeah.
almost feels I need to stay in good with Mauricio, and Mauricio is
Mhm.
friends with PK, so let me stay good on that end.
Yep.
Because she doesn't see any benefit of being on Dorit's side because it doesn't affect her marriage. It doesn't, help her marriage in any way possible. So
Mhm.
maybe
No.
that's it.
Yeah.
Maybe she's just trying to stay on that end so she can potentially get back with Mauricio. Because I can tell you right now, if Mauricio said tomorrow that he wanted to get back with Kyle, she would be back with Mauricio in a heartbeat.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Sutton and Jennifer went to lunch. Sutton's so annoying sometimes. Some of the weird backhand comments she makes me so mad because Jennifer was like, um, she was talking about Sutton's ex-husband's new woman, and she said, "Oh, his new hoochie mama," like a friend would say, like, and then Sutton was like, "No, she's a mom. Chill out. What are you
Well,
talking about?"
yes. Like, do you want your girlfriend to have your back or not? Like, shut the hell up.
I
I
feel so
think
bad
she's
for Jennifer sometimes.
scared to death that Christian's going to be able to cut her off of the money, the alimony that she's getting. Chill. Like,
Probably.
he is
But I
always.
thought it, yeah, but I thought it was interesting. I had never heard this before because I obviously don't know many of these backstories. But Sutton's ex husband got with one of her friends and they're getting married.
Yeah, I'm shocked. I actually don't remember that in any other season being talked about, that it was one of her really close friends. But that is wild to me. And I don't know when they got together, how long this has been going on, but that's why he asked her for that annulment in the Catholic Church, because he cannot remarry in
Oh.
the Catholic Church unless his original marriage was annulled.
Can
So
you
that's
annul
what
that
he.
far into a marriage?
Oh, in the Catholic Church you can. This
Oh,
isn't legally, yes. So they're already actually legally divorced, but in the Catholic
okay.
Church, there it's like a difference. So you can be
Gotcha.
divorced for 30 years and then go into the church and be annulled there. So
Oh,
until you get an annulment, the church still sees you as married.
okay.
So for
Okay.
them, that's why I think he did that, because he wants to actually get married to her, in the Catholic Church's eyes.
Yeah.
But it's just
Have you?
weird to me that a good friend would do that.
Yeah. I know. That's really. Do we know who that? I mean, obviously it's probably public knowledge, but do we know that much about that friend?
I don't know. I haven't
No.
seen anything about it, so that may be some digging that
Mm,
we can do.
we could do
Be,
that. How do you feel about um Sutton changing her name back to Brown? I feel like it's a very liberating kind of thing for her, or do you think she's maybe making it a big deal?
I think she was making it a big deal because I'm going to be
Yeah.
honest, the storyline this season, her entire, like, we're on, like, technically, like, episode 11 at this point, and Sutton
Yeah.
has had nothing going on.
Nothing.
Nothing going on. Like,
Yeah,
I
they
don't know.
just probably wanted her to do something.
Oh yeah, she's like, I'm gonna make this a big, and it is a big part of her life, I guess, changing her
Yeah,
last. She's like, I just don't want you to see me as, not your mother. They're like 19 and 20, babe. They don't care about
yeah,
your
her
last
daughter
name.
did not give a shit on the phone. She's like, yeah,
No. It's like, anyways,
yeah.
but I get it. It's really hard to let go of stuff like that sometimes, but I think it was
After
more of
so
like a
long.
storyline move than it was anything.
Yeah.
So during episode 20, I wanted to talk about. So we learn that Erika has a lawsuit against her for $25 million that they said that she spent during the marriage to Tom Girardi. And we learned that basically Erika is saying that the trustees of that money, as well as the trustees for Girardi and Keese, are suing her for spending $25 million that wasn't her money. I'm not sure how familiar you are with the case that happened. Um,
Mm-mm. No.
yeah, so her husband got in trouble because he worked for a law firm. He worked for a very, very well known law firm that you
Mm.
would probably know if you Googled. They basically made it a movie with Julia Roberts and everything. Like he
Oh,
was, yeah, he was a big time lawyer. Um,
shit.
so he got a huge settlement, and he got this for the individuals who are part of. Um, I can't remember what it was, but anyways, he spent this money. He was taking the money from his clients and
Mm.
funding his lifestyle. And a
Oh,
lot of people say that Erica knew what he was doing because she's his wife and
mm.
she was married to him for decades. Um,
Yeah.
So they assumed that Erica knew everything that was going on, knew that this money was being funneled into her accounts, blah blah
Mm.
blah. She has basically stayed on that platform of I had no idea what was going on. Like
Mm.
I didn't know that he was taking this money, and now we're seeing this other lawsuit being slapped on her, which I knew was going to happen. They've been throwing lawsuits at her from the very beginning of this
Mm.
trial. Um, Tom Girardi, I think, is in a nursing home now. He's not doing well. He literally,
How?
he's like,
What is this age gap? Is it
oh, he's
significant?
something, yeah.
He's like
I,
what,
I want
80
to say,
something?
yeah, he's like 80 something. Um, and
Oh
so,
gosh.
yeah, so she's like 50 something. So he's not dealing with the brunt of it. He's in a nursing home because, he's suffering from cognitive issues and dementia and
Mm-hmm.
all of that. And she is here, like, taking the brunt of it. I wanted to touch on
Mm-hmm.
the fact that, like Rachel is the one that brought this up. She's like, I saw this article and like I sent a text
Yeah.
message to Erika, and usually we would see that as kind of shade, like bringing it up on
Yeah.
camera. But I feel like
Mhm.
Rachel knew it was already out anyways, and so she was just trying to be supportive of her friend. Because when I think about Rachel, Rachel is not a person that's just mean. She's
No,
not.
not at all. No.
She's a very sweet person, and I think she comes from a place of like deep emotion. So when
Mhm.
she's talking like that, I think it was more out of like love. But what do you think?
Yeah, I think so too. At least she seems like a very genuine person, or at least the narrative on the show, she is a genuine person.
Oh yeah,
So Erica had So Erica had a therapy session with her therapist at her house. I guess that's what rich people do is they have their therapist,
oh
psychiatrist,
yeah,
whatever to their house.
oh yeah.
That's amazing. But she opened up more. She was really tearful about it, just about the abuse that she endured and how it made her feel. That kind of like we talked about, she's a very just like, she's a dominant woman. She's a very strong woman, and that she said it kind of made her feel inferior, which was really, really heartbreaking to hear because a lot of us look up to her. But it was really refreshing, like we had said before, just to see her open up about these things and in a way kind of like spread awareness too. The other thing I wanted to bring up was, which is similar, is that on the Hamptons trip, I think it was the last night, Rachel also opened up to the two girls about her divorce and her relationship with her ex husband, and basically about how he was amazing for however many years, but in the last
I think it was the last few years that it kind of fell apart.
yeah, in
Is
the
what she
last
said.
few years it fell apart. And she talked about how she was just on the floor crying, and she just said like, I've had enough of this. But she definitely went into detail. I thought it was interesting. Kyle spoke about this too in the confessionals, how Rachel had said that she told him she messed around with this guy, and the next day he proposed to her.
Like hell no, we're getting married.
I am locking you in.
And they were locked in for a long
A
time.
long time, so I guess it worked out for
It
a
did
long time.
for almost 3 decades. So
Yeah,
that's amazing, but it's sad
yeah.
that she's going through that. I'm glad that she was able to be open and honest because I feel like,
Mhm.
especially with newcomers, we have people that don't want to be honest about what's going on.
No, there's a
They
lot of
try to hide
hesitation.
things and make themselves look perfect and manifest things and um,
And play the
instead of,
victim and
yeah,
yeah.
like I don't know. I just feel like Rachel has been extremely open and honest and super sweet, super
Mhm.
nice.
Yeah,
She's always like the logical one in the room. I think she is one of my favorite additions in the
I
last
agree.
couple of years. So,
Hmm.
you know,
I have a hot take.
what is that hot take, big girl?
I think that Rachel and Amanda single-handedly saved the season of Beverly Hills.
Why do you think Amanda saved it?
I think the other girls really didn't have much of a storyline going on, and Amanda comes in and she kind of has beef with everybody. So now, like, a lot of relationships with her are either in jeopardy, or it just, I feel like it gives them something to talk about. And Rachel, obviously, because I mean, she's a fan favorite. Who
Oh,
doesn't love Rachel?
I
So
mean, I guess I
it's
can see
kind of
where
like
you're
a
coming
palate cleanser in a way with Rachel. But Amanda, I don't know. She just brings in more drama that I feel like without her this season, like what else would they talk about?
No, I absolutely agree with you. I now
Mhm.
that you're saying it, it does make sense, despite the fact that I do not like Amanda.
No.
Despite the
No,
fact
I don't like her either, but
I don't think many of the
she's good
fans do
TV.
like her. So,
No.
but you're right. I mean, this season has been kind of stagnant, and so,
Mhm.
and that's saying something. Even with the fact that they've been talking about Amanda for a lot of it, it's still been very stagnant. It's not the drama that we normally
Mhm.
expect from a Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Mhm.
But that's what a lot of fans have been complaining about. But I mean, at
Mhm.
least Amanda did give them something to talk about, despite the fact that she's driving me absolutely mad. Like, I
Yeah, that's what
like
she's
when I
there
tell
for.
you that she just really does my head in sometimes with the manifest stuff. Like,
I
I need you
can't
to chill,
deal.
bro. I need
Yeah.
her to chill, babe. Like, there is another rapid take that I
Okay.
want to talk about that had me dead, and it was something from
Yes.
Erica. She had me crying. Did you see
Uh-huh.
when she was like walking through Amanda's house and there were like toys and like food all over the floor from her kids' play? And she said, "Fucking kids, man."
I assume she doesn't have kids.
She has one son and he is a
Oh.
police officer, but it is just
Oh,
hilarious.
that's
She's
right.
like, "This house is trash." Like, like
It's
had
so
me
on par with her.
I was dead when she said that. But that's what I mean. Like Erica always has these like one-liners and it's so damn funny.
So funny.
Ugh.
That was really funny. I agree. Oh my god.
Okay. Villain of the week.
Mhm.
So as we know, you and I will each pick a villain that we believe stood out in the last couple of episodes. We are going to give you a chance as the audience to vote every week on who you believe is the villain of the latest episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. But as for now, we're going to go on with Kylie and I's suggestion. Um, I'm going to let you go first on this one.
Okay.
Who do you think the
Well,
villain is?
I think it's kind of a given, but obviously still Amanda. Like the storyline's still going on, but also I'm starting to think Kyle is mixed in with with that too. I don't know. I'm not siding with Kyle on a lot of this. She's not being a good friend,
Yeah.
and she's being very judgmental.
Yes. So I'm going to come in and tell you that I'm actually going to give Amanda a little bit of a break this episode.
She deserves it, I guess. I don't
Yeah, she
know.
deserves a little bit of a break. We were kind of harsh on her last episode and some of this episode, but
Whatever.
I actually think that the villain of the last at least two episodes after we got out of the manifest event, that it was Kyle. That
Yeah.
Kyle is the villain. She was not doing Dorit any favors at that, when she was discussing with Bose about Dorit's behaviors, and I just felt it was very, very shady of her.
Yeah.
She did the exact same thing that she was complaining about Dorit doing, and
Yeah.
so for me, that made her the villain.
Mm-hmm.
Like it or not, Kyle, you get the crown for me. She's gonna
Yes.
hate me for that, but I don't care.
Same here. It is what it is. That
Um,
she earned it.
So we're going to talk about the tea of the week. This is just some things that have happened throughout the week that aren't on the episodes as a whole. So we want to bring that kind of stuff up. The news of any of the housewives, no matter what the franchise is, it doesn't have to be Beverly Hills. It can
Mm-hmm.
be Potomac, Salt Lake City, etc. The first thing we wanted to discuss is Amanda's interview.
Mm.
She made a comment that she is like one of the first self-made women on the Housewives.
Are you kidding?
And girl,
Joking?
okay, the very first season of the very first franchise, which was Orange County, depicted Vicky Gunvalson, who started her own insurance company from the ground up called Kodo Insurance.
Mm-hmm.
She is a self-made woman.
Yeah.
She started it all. Like
Yeah.
she's the original housewife of the housewives. And then you have, I hate to say it, Bethany Frankel, who created the Skinny Girl mocktail or
Yes.
margarita.
Yeah.
Then you have Um, why can't I think of her name? Oh, Garcelle Bouvier, an
Mm,
actress who worked her way up from the very bottom to the top. Like,
yeah.
we have a lot of self-made women that
Mm-hmm.
weren't reliant on their husbands. So I was, just saying basically that, it makes no sense why Amanda believes that she is the only housewife that has ever been self-made. And maybe
Yeah.
there's more context to it. Maybe it's that she's the first self-made housewife on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. But again, that's not true. I mean, we have Lisa Rinna for all that the shit that I give her. She was an actress as well. She
Yeah.
worked in Hollywood. She worked her way up. She became the, iconic Lisa Rinna.
Mm-hmm.
She's self-made.
And I
There
think this
are
goes to show that Amanda came in and she did not know what she was getting into. She knows no
no.
history about the housewives. She gets offended by the littlest comments. And it's like,
Yes.
if you're getting into this, you should know what you're getting into because it's intense. And
Yes.
it's,
Maybe
yeah.
maybe she should have manifested a TV so she could have watched it because clearly she didn't, babe. Like,
Yeah.
honey, you're not the only one who's self-made on any of these shows.
No, not at all.
Yours, you're not.
No,
Like, I don't know. I get what she's trying to say because there's a lot of the housewives that have money because of their husbands,
of course.
but that's not no. Like,
Everybody's case.
yes, no, there are others that have made their own money
Hmm.
way before they were ever married. Like, it's wild to me.
Yeah, so, hmm.
Okay. All right. So the next thing that we wanted to talk about is Brittany Bateman coming back for the next season of Salt Lake City.
Oh my God.
What do you think about that? What are your thoughts on Brittany and coming back?
She's quite a ditz, but I do enjoy her at times. I do
I
have to
gotta
say
tell
I
you,
kind of like her at times. She just adds a little something different to the group, but I mean, I can tell nobody can stand her.
I think why they like her is that everybody can just be like, "Oh God, it's just Brittany."
It's just
Like,
Brittany saying so.
just
Like it's
Brittany.
in a
Yeah.
comedic relief,
Yes. Like
but she
they
has no
hear
common
her coming
sense.
with her little. I have an
I have an
announcement.
announcement.
And like, babe, she even did it on American Idol. By the way,
And
her
they had
daughter
no
auditioned.
idea who the hell she was.
Like, do you know who I am? No,
Not a clue. But
not a
she can
chance.
sing. She can sing really
She
well.
can, but baby, you're not iconic yet.
Do you
You're not.
remember
You're
not
not
too
rock.
long ago? No, no, she's not at all. But do you remember not too long ago? She made an announcement, then she, of course, on social media, she was like, I'm officially done with Jared.
Oh my goodness! Every week.
So I don't know if that, and she was like, I'm actually done this time. And
Yeah, yeah.
everybody was
And
like,
then next season she'll be back and she'll be like, "So guess what, guys?
I have an
Jared
announcement.
has told me that he has thought about potentially giving me a promise ring that says that we might someday get married."
He
Like,
is the worst.
love her, like because she is just so like disconnected from reality that
He
it is
is.
insane to
Yeah.
me. Um, no, but I think she's a good addition to the cast. I do think that I don't like that she is when we're talking to her about like the relationship that she has with her daughters, and she didn't grasp why her daughter didn't want to speak to her, like,
It's bizarre.
and how she was putting men before her daughter. So that take on it, I don't like her for the show, but I get why they have her on there. She is someone that they can kind of bully a little bit, which is bad.
I
But
know.
it's so easy with her.
Yeah. And also, though, in her defense about her daughter's thing, I don't agree with it whatsoever. But she had said that in the Mormon culture, it's always like husband first, like man
Yes.
first, and then kids. So that must be ingrained in her head. But
Yeah. I mean, she takes
she also never changed. She still doesn't get it.
no, she still doesn't understand what's going on. Okay, so we want to talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta trailer that we just saw with the new cast. We have some new faces on there, like Kay
Ooh,
Michelle. I don't know if you know who Kay Michelle is.
nope.
She is a rapper, and she was also on Love and Hip Hop for a few seasons. She kind of bounced around the franchises a little bit,
Mhm.
but yeah, she is going to be on the new season, and it looks like she is not holding back any of the drama.
Hell yeah.
In the trailer, there was like a scene where like Portia's holding her back, trying to prevent her from fighting somebody. So this actually looks like it's going to be a good season. We've got Phaedra, we've
Mhm.
got Portia Williams, we've got a
Okay.
few that I don't really care for,
Mm.
but it's looking to be a good season. It looks like Cynthia Bailey is back as a friend of again, but I don't really care for her.
I don't
But
know any of these people, but I am very excited to watch because the trailer looks really good.
oh yeah, it looks really good. Last season was not a favorite,
Mhm.
but this one looks like it's going to be better than last season. So
Most
we are
definitely.
planning to talk about that on our probably
Yeah.
not next episode, but a couple episodes from now,
Yeah.
because the series starts on April 5th. We're gonna watch it, and we're gonna be as shady as hell, like we always are.
Yes.
And then before we wrap up our tea of the week, we just wanted to talk about something that happened last week that broke a lot of hearts. Mary Cosby from the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City lost her son. Um, Devastating. I can't even imagine what it's like to lose a child. And I know that Mary was going through a lot with Robert. Um, and we just want to say our condolences to Mary that, you know, our heart goes out to you. We understand. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in to our second episode. Thank you for everybody who has been sharing the love, watching, being engaged with our social media. We really, really appreciate it. And it's definitely going to help us reach our target audience, and hopefully we can get you guys more engaged with it too. For our next episode, we're going to touch more on Kyle and Dorit's relationship, probably Amanda's cult, and hopefully some other drama that we might
Oh, I'm sure there's going to be some
see
drama.
coming. Yeah, I wanted to add in her request and some feedback that we've been getting. A lot of people from at least my generation have not seen the Housewives from the beginning. So I am going to be doing segments every week on TikTok, kind of like a book club. We're calling it the Rewind Club. So we're going to go back from a designated series. We're going to start from episode one, season one. And on TikTok and Instagram, we're going to have discussions about those, and then we'll touch on it as well on this show, just to kind of go back in the past, because clearly I've never seen a lot of the beginning episodes, and then I'm sure a lot of viewers as well haven't. And yeah, then we'll obviously always touch on what's going on in current times with the Housewives. So stay tuned. We will be talking more about that shortly. As always, you can follow us on Apple Podcast, Spotify, and YouTube. If you want to watch us in a video form, you can watch us on Spotify and YouTube. Apple is only audio, so that is totally up to you. Follow our socials for polls, updates, funny clips, and a lot of good updates from Brad about what'll be in the news for the Housewives. So, yeah, follow us on Instagram and TikTok. And as always, stay tuned
Stay bitchy.
and stay tipsy.